Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and welcome to this new episode of Sudan in Focus weekly news magazine, which focuses on Sudan news and events, aims to give the Sudan TV audience a broad and first-hand information about what is going on in Sudan. So let's go.
This mobile footage, taken by a Rapid Support Forces fighter, shows the paramilitary inside Al Sireha village in eastern Al Jazeera in central Sudan. Another mobile footage shows other fighters rounding up men, young and old, accusing them of being affiliated to Sudan's army. And in a third video, dead bodies lined up to be buried. It's a massacre, the man in the video says. More than 120 people have been killed in 4 days of attacks on Al Sireha by the RSF. The group has been fighting the army for more than 18 months. The recent violence comes after its most senior commander in Al Jazeera state, Abu Aqla Kekel, defected to the army side. Dozens of other villages have also been attacked. Thousands have been displaced. Many have been reported missing. And Sudan's Center for Combating Violence Against Women says that nearly 40 women have been raped. RSF fighters say the attacks are a retaliation to Kekel's defection. Al Sireha and other villages attacked by the RSF lie miles away from the nearest front line. It's not the first time the group has targeted villages in Al Jazeera state. When the RSF took over the capital and other villages in December and early January, local groups reported a wave of attacks on civilians. The UN has expressed concern over the recent RSF attacks and called for it to stop. But the group raided more villages on Sunday, resulting in more deaths and displacement in a state that was once a refuge to those fleeing from the RSF in Khartoum and now finds itself being emptied of its residents by the same group. Heba Morgan, Al Jazeera.
Pottery making is considered one of the oldest human industries, especially in Sudan. Pottery remains have been discovered in Neolithic ruins, and its spread in Sudan has been going back to early times. The pottery industry in Sudan has been thriving since the early times throughout the historical periods. Successive countries, and Sudan was the first country in the past in the manufacture of pottery, making household utensils and local industries that have been inherited to this day, in addition to the houses, places, and mosques built of clay in Sudan. Pottery industry is spread throughout Sudan, as it is found in northern Sudan on the banks of the river Nile, and depends on the quality of the soil. It is noteworthy that the first people to make the sagia were the Sudanese, which is a machine made of pottery and wood to transport water from the Nile during the Karma civilization period. Passing through Naphtha, its industry increased and developed greatly in the Meroitic civilization. Pottery during the Marawi era was distinguished by decorations and colors inspired by the local environment. Pottery vessels, very similar to the current ceramics, were also uncovered, used as molds for baking porridge to be presented as offerings to the gods. Pottery continued to be made in various parts of Sudan and used for various purposes such as cooking, fishing, preserving and drinking water, milking and preserving milk and storing crops, and municipal ovens. Al-Fakhrani chose the work site according to the quality of the soil. Pottery industries is in Western Sudan. In Western Sudan, we find the women of the Four tribe to be among the most capable people in this industry, and these tools help fill a real need in their community, and they are used in all household affairs. Therefore, women make different types of pottery, and there is a municipal silo industry to store pottery made goods, and clay jugs are also made.
This mobile footage shows civilians rounded up by the paramilitary rapid support forces in Me'elig in central Sudan's Jazeera state. The RSF raided the town earlier, and local groups say they killed several. A body can be seen a few meters away from the group. Are you dead or not yet? The man filming asks. The body doesn't move. More footage shows other people being rounded up. The man filming here accuses them of fighting on the side of the army in a town known to have no military facility. The RSF has been fighting Sudan's army since April and launched an attack on Jazeera state in December, taking it over after the army withdrew. Facilities such as hospitals, universities, and banks were destroyed. At least 500,000 people were displaced due to the RSF attack on the state that once hosted the largest number of internally displaced people from the current conflict. Local groups known as resistance committees say the RSF has committed atrocities that include sexual violence, forcible disappearance of civilians, and arbitrary killings. They say many bodies have been left in the streets for days, and a lot of civilian homes turned into military camps. Many people who have tried to leave since the takeover have been forced to stay in the state. Those who were able to flee say they did so out of fear of falling victims to the RSF.
We left our homes and had to move through allies and lesser-known routes. When we left Madani, we saw the evidence of the atrocities that were committed by the RSF, the dead bodies on the streets. We feared for ourselves. We fled only with the clothes that we were wearing.
In response to the accusations, the RSF told Al Jazeera that those who targeted civilians were not part of their forces and described them as outlaws. But with the history of the group targeting civilians going back even before the start of the current war, survivors of the crimes in Me'elig and Jazeera say they don't doubt who's responsible. Hiba Morgan, Al Jazeera, Khartoum.
Folklore is a collection of ancient arts, stories, tales, and legends confined within the customs and traditions of a specific population group in a country, in addition to knowledge that is related to folklore, which is transmitted from one generation to another through oral narration, and each generation may add new things or delete things to ultimately be compatible with the reality of particular society. Sudan has many materials. Folklore such as a kutya is used for housing. It is a traditional architectural form, and it is made of clay and plant stems, and it has a conical shape. A saj is a flat vessel with a slight convexity made of iron with a smooth surface. It is used as an akira plate which consists of corn and millet. Al-banbar is a traditional seat made of wood and rope used for sitting. Al-muoshalibid is a small open net made of ropes to preserve food and is hung at the top of the pedestal to keep food away from dust and insects besides ventilation. Al-mafraka, it is like mixing tools made of wood and used to stir food during cooking. A gufa is a palm basket used to carry vegetables, fruits, and meat. Al-ladaya, it is like a stove consisting of 4 stones arranged in a square shape in the middle of which firewood wood is placed in the stove or cooking pot. A duka, it is an iron sheet that is like an open oven in which the Sudanese kisra prepared. Al-karkriba, it is a small sturdy piece or board of palm leaves that is used to roll out or spread the dough of Sudanese kisra flakes. Al-tabaga is a singular form made of palm leaves. It is used either to cover food or to keep vegetables and fruits. A sabata, it is a rug made of palm fibers or palm fronds used in Sudanese weddings. The Sudanese heritage contains the previous generations of customs, traditions, etiquette, and values. Folklore includes stories, legends, poems, games, songs, and popular proverbs besides materials folklore and oral folklore.
Under the sponsorship of Chairman of the Sovereignty Council and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Lieutenant General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, and under supervision of the Governor of the Red Sea State, Major General Mustafa Muhammad Noor, the Women's Issues Conference in Eastern Sudan were held under the slogan, "Women are the renaissance of a homeland," on the 25th and 26th of November 2024. Women in Sudan participate in very significant contribution due to their influence and distinguished personality in various fields, which supports its cooperative advancement and sovereignty of its countries regionally and internationally from its ancient history in Sudan until now. Women represent pioneer in the wheel of development in Sudan, and from this standpoint, women in Eastern Sudan participate in the development and represent a leading role and major support in the wheel of development and economic development in Sudan generally and in the Eastern Sudan in particular. There are 4 outcomes of the Women's Issues Conference in Eastern Sudan, and as empowering women economically, health and services, education, the political role of women and their participation in the peacemaking. What is known as baobab in Africa and around the world is known as gongolese or tabaldi in Sudan, a favorite fruit. Tabaldi is a tree native to 1,000 years old. Also growing tree, gongolese or tabaldi is an important resource with many purposes, including food, shelter, and even medicine. Also known by their scientific name, Adansonia, baobab tree or tabaldi and gongolese in Sudan grow up to 95 feet, 13 meters tall, and produce a large fruit that is commonly consumed. The gongolese fruit grows to about 1 foot in length with a woody exterior. Inside is the pulp, which is white, large oval to round, dry, and chalk-like, with a tangy sweet and citrus-like taste, and hold black kidney-shaped seeds. When ripened, the woody exterior becomes brittle and the pulpy interior becomes chalky-like. According to the health line, gongolese or tabaldi fruit is considered to be a superfruit rich with vitamins and minerals. It helps reduce inflammation and balance blood sugar level. However, because of certain anti-nutrients, you should keep a moderate intake of this fruit. The pulp is high in vitamin C, antioxidant, and several key minerals like potassium, magnesium, iron, and zinc. The leaves are rich in calcium and high-quality protein that can be easily digested. The micronutrients like thiamine, calcium, and iron. Powdered gum glaze contains many important nutrients, but is especially high in vitamin C, vitamin B6, niacin, iron, and potassium. In addition, according to Healthline, some research has found that gum glaze may help with weight loss. It can help curb cravings and promote feelings of fullness, helping you eat less and lose weight. Gum glaze is a good source of fiber and can promote digestive health. Powdered versions can contain up to 18% of the daily recommended value in just one tablespoon, 10 grams. The famous areas with gum glaze hortibility trees is Kordofan state. It's very rich with it. The fruit is consumed in many forms and many types. The pulp is eaten fresh as it's soaked on water until the seeds appears. It's famous traditional juice, especially in Ramadan season. It's amazing juice. It's consumed with sugar and gum glaze, ice cream, and they eat it like snacks with red chili powder in schools and universities, and gum glaze tropicals also. So Sudan is very rich agricultural country for a lot of agricultural resources in all over the world. For this reason, they always call Sudan as a world food basket.
Dr. Nafisa Mustafa Shergawi, known as Ahmed, one of the feminists, writing and pioneers in Sudan veteran radio, television, and journalist writer. She was born in the city of Atbara, River Nile State in the El Souk neighborhood in 1945. She lived an innocent childhood. She received her first education in the city of Atbara in the Nile River State and then got married before completing the first year of primary school. After that, she moved to Port Sudan with her husband. She gave birth to her first son, Ahmed, and completed 4th, 5th, and 6th year primary in Port Sudan. She then continued her education. She graduated from Cairo University Khartoum branch, Faculty of Arts, Department of Philosophy, and then continued graduate study at the University of Khartoum. A diploma in high media, then a diploma in journalism, Cairo University, and finally obtained master degree of excellence from the Red Sea University in media in Chile, the impact of women journalism, and social change and analytical applied study on women columns. She has held the position of Director General of Culture and Information in the Red Sea State. She is the first woman to hold this position in the Red Sea State and the first female media journalist and story writer in the state. The first woman to obtain the position of president of the Writer and the Artists Union for 2 consecutive to term 1980 to 1981, 1981 to 1982. She also had another group called Dialogues of Art and Culture, Dialogues in Time of Believing, and also has research that has not yet been published. Regional media, Sudanese nationalism and national unity, positive, Twitter and then aligned countries. She has also published many literary, culture and social articles in various Saudi newspaper as Ikaz newspaper and Al Jazeera and the Read magazine. She has collection of stories, candle burning and alienation, returned hearing, the role of the media in Saudi Arabia. Whisper of conscience, the hadith was whisper. Khalaja, she wrote in the newspaper of Al-Ayyam and the Al-Journal, Heart of Street, Al-Yawm, New Sudan, Rescue, Radio and Television, Magazine Al-Multaqa as the magazine and the color newspaper. Undefined Life and the People has a fixed daily column under the title Ben from the Sea. She awarded the award of Republic of Sudan. She was honored at First Culture Festival in 1997, which is the first state festival. She was the only woman out of 3 men. She was chosen as the comprehensive national strategy to represent rider and won the highest votes at the national level. She was honored at Fourth Culture Festival and honored by the Sudanese Women Media Association in 1999 at Khartoum Hall in Sharqa, and by the Regional Union of Sudanese Women in Khartoum in September 2004. She was honored at Fourth Culture Festival and honored by the Sudanese Women Media Association in 1999 at Khartoum Hall in Sharqa, honored by the General Union of Sudanese Women in Khartoum in September 2004. Honored by the General Union of Sudanese Journalists 2012. Honored by the Union of Sudanese Writer and Writer on a night with the test of the Sudanese dress 2016.
أنا لست رعديدا يقبل خطوه ثقل الحديد. لا 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 لا. هناك أسراب الضحايا الكادحون العائدون في الظلام من المصانع والحقول، ملأوا الطريق ملأوا الطريق ملأوا الطريق. عيونهم مجروحة الأغوار ذابلة البريق، يتهامسون يتهامسون صياط جلاد تسوق خطاهم ما تصنعون يجلجل الصوت الرهيب كأنه الغدر اللعين تظل تفخر في الدجى المشؤوم أفواه السجون ويغمغمون ويغمغمون نحن الشعوب الكادحون لا 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 هناك غافلة تولول في متاهات الزمان وبلا دليل عمياء فاقدة المصير تمشي الملايين الحفاة العراة الجائعون مشردون في السفح في دنيا المزابل والخرائب ينبشون والمطرفون الهانئون يغهغهون ويضحكون يمزغون الليل في الحانات في دنيا الفتون والجاز ملتهب يؤج حياله نهد وجيد وموائد خضراء تطفح بالنبيذ وبالورود لهب من الشهوات يجتاز المعالم والسدود هل يسمعون صخب الرعود هل يسمعون صخب الرعود صخب الملايين الجياع يشق أسماع الوجود لا يسمعون في اللا شعور حياتهم فكأنهم سم الصخور لا 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 وغدا نعود حتما نعود للقرية الغناء للكوخ الموشح بالورود ونسير فوق جماجم الأسياد مرفوع البنود تزغرد الجارات والأطفال ترقص والصغار والنخل والصفصاف والسيال ذاهية الثمار وسنابل القمح المنور في الحقول وفي الديار لا لن نحيد عن الكفاح لا لن نحيد عن الكفاح ستعود إفريقيا لنا وتعود أنغام الصباح لا 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 أنا لست رعديدا يقبل خطوه ثقل الحديد لا 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 لا